Cohasset in 2 of those matches. A lot of bad blood between these 2 teams.
It's chilly and windy here today, Gary. What kind of effect do you expect that to have?
Well, very windy. It's going to be a very difficult time for these players on this AstroTurf. These teams do not play on AstroTurf during the regular season. Plus, the wind's going to be a major factor. Scott, we're going to see the ball on the far end of their field quite a bit today.
Let's talk first a little bit about the Bromfield Trojans and where they might look for scoring.
They're going to look for John Seipel, 21 goals on the season. Key player for Broomfield.
Okay, when you look at the back line then, who are they going to depend on to try to keep the ball from going in?
They're going to look for their sweeper back, Dracovic. Quite a player. The coach very impressed with him. He's going to be a key player today.
Okay, now we'll talk about Cohasset, the Skippers. They have a big man in goal who's been very big for them all season long.
Joel Reddy, tremendous player for Cohasset. 13 shutouts on the season, All-American candidate.
Well, Joel Reddy will be representing the Reddy family for Cohasset today. Kind of a sad story for Cohasset as far as their scoring is concerned.
Very sad story. Twin brother cannot play today. Jim Reddy led the team in scoring with 33 goals. 60% of Cohasset's offense won't be on the field today.
Okay, now we are going to go to my right and a third member of our broadcast team today, T.J. Williams. And T.J., you're involved on the high school level, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about some of the nuances that we might see here that we don't see in the college games we see all season long.
Right. Some of the differences that college viewers might notice speaking of the injury factor, in the case of an injury on the field, if a coach or a trainer goes on the field, the player must be removed, and then both teams can have unlimited substitutions. A similar situation occurs with a yellow card. A yellow card happens, the player must be removed. Both teams have substitution capabilities there. And the other possibility is the difference with the officiating. It's a dual officiating system. Many colleges are playing with a 3-man system now, and that is some controversy throughout the state, but nonetheless, it's the way it is.
And the high school players will play a shorter game, obviously, than the college players.
Yeah, it's 2 times 40, 2 40-minute halves.
Okay, so that's the setup. Gary, let me just ask you quickly, how did you feel about playing on a day like this on your playing days?
I think this is the worst day possible, Scott. Very cold out there. It takes a long time to warm up.
Okay, there's the setup. Division III championship coming up. It's Cohasset and Bromfield. We'll be back with the starting lineups and opening kickoff right after this timeout.
The great games, the games to remember. 1957, Notre Dame's Fighting Irish snap Oklahoma's 47-game winning streak, and the Sporting News was there. 1987, Penn State caps a perfect season with a Fiesta Bowl win over Miami to take the national championship, and the Sporting News was there. Yes, wherever great games are played, the Sporting News is there for you, bringing you America's most complete coverage of football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. The Sporting News, where great things happen every week. Don't let them happen without you. Call now. Subscribe now at the lowest rate anywhere, with convenient delivery right to your door.
Call 1-800-854-4900 and get 29 issues of the Sporting News for 4 payments of just $4.99. You'll save 69% off the cover price, 40% off the regular subscription rate. You can't get a better deal. Call now 1-800-854-4900. That's 1-800-854-4900.
Dangerous play is the shot on goal there. Swift with the save. Another shot. It's loose. They shot and they score. They hit it towards the circle. It rolls loose. Pad kick stop made and a score. Beautiful follow up there on the part of the punt.
Nesson delivers Boston College football. It's the season finale as the Boston College Eagles face the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech Sunday night at 7:30 here on Nesson.
Welcome back to Alumni Field at Worcester Polytech in Worcester, Massachusetts. The Division III Massachusetts State High School Championship game coming up. 39 degrees on a chilly day, but it is sunny and clear. Breeze, actually a wind, 10 to 15 miles an hour from the northwest. It will be a factor here this afternoon. Let's check the starting lineups for today's game, and we'll start with the Bromfield Trojans. The forwards, Glenn Mealis, Cliff Kalin, Mark Dutkovich. And the midfield will be Jimmy Caprio, John Seipel, and Mike Smith. The backfield, Adrian Dutkovich, Matt Mintonen, Jason Brader, and John Kuehl. And in goal for the Trojans, Greg Kimball. Now for the Cohasset Skippers, the forwards, Link Marsack and Chris Brown. The midfielders, Greg Norrie, Ryan Sabelli, Jason Cameron, and Josh Stevenson. The back line consists of Bill Baird, Bart Weissenfluh, Joe Gagliano, and Travis Coley. And in goal, Joel Reddy. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, one of the factors in this game sure to be the absence of Joel's brother, Joe Reddy. You look at the head coach, Tom Hill from Bromfield. Bromfield looking for its 4th straight Division III championship. They have beaten Cohasset 2 of the 3 times they've claimed the championship. Last year, co-champs with St. Mary's of Lynn. And we are just about ready for the start of today's game. Gary, you mentioned when we were looking at the field conditions earlier that it's going to be very tough for these players to control the ball, particularly going, as you look on the screen, from our left to our right because of the wind here today.
It's going to be definitely easier for the team attacking from our left to our right. They're going to have a big advantage because the wind is blowing 10 to 15 miles per hour, and that's a bigger advantage in high school soccer.
Cohasset with the opening kickoff. And the Skippers looking for the first attack, but the Trojans bring it back. And immediately we can see the wind coming into play a little bit as Joel Reddy tries the clearing punt downfield.
Talking to Cohasset coach Dan Magner before the game, they're going to try and use that as an offensive weapon. But when he's punting from this end zone, he's not going to be able to get distance on that punt because the wind's blowing directly into his face.
10 to 15 miles an hour toward that end of the field. And you look at Don Magner, the head coach of Cohasset in his 4th season. In the 4 years he's been here, Gary, what, only 11 losses, I believe.
Tremendous record. 73, 11, and 8.
Cohasset looking for an attack. In front, the target man is Marsack, cleared away. Norrie feeds it in front all the way back to keeper. Greg Kimball, the goalkeeper for the Bromfield Trojans. So far, Gary, it looks like, as you mentioned in the pre-game show, these players have played all of their games on natural turf. This is the first time they have been on this artificial surface. And
once the ball starts bouncing, Scott, it's very difficult to stop, especially in these weather conditions. The very cold, 39 degrees, the turf gets even harder.
Reddy took it down. Cliff Kalin was the forward, number 11, who was charging in, looking for the play. Brader loses it. Cohasset trying to come away. TJ, let me ask you about that, the decision to play the game on an artificial surface as opposed to a grass surface.
I think it is more a result of making sure that they have a surface to play on with the New England weather here, and this makes it a very predictable site to have. The turf does make a difference, though, in terms of the style of play. Many of these kids aren't used to it.
Do you think maybe in future years they might try and move the games up a week or 2 weeks? Maybe they could play the final on grass?
Well, the season itself is so short, and there's a lot of games by the leagues packed into a short period of time. The tournament pretty much dictates the schedule.
So I guess if we had a foot or two of snow, they could just have plowed the field and we could have played today.
It's been done.
Into the corner, and this will be a throw in for Bromfield. Caprio. Caprio with the shot, ready with the save. It looked like the bounce off the turf sort of gave him a little bit of a problem, Gary. Not what he's used to.
Not at all. I saw the Eastern Mass final, and he was a very sure-handed goalkeeper.
The ball just seems to gather speed sometimes coming off the turf, especially in the box with some of the spin that kids are putting on the ball.
That's the best kind of shot. Those one bouncers right in front of the goalkeeper.
And a clear over everything. Bromfield in the white jerseys. Cohasset in the blue jerseys.
That was the best scoring opportunity of the game so far. Marsack broke through there, and he's going to have to shoulder a lot of the burden today. He was the second leading scorer on the team, 14 goals, 11 assists.
Well, you could take a look at that flag and see the way the wind was blowing. As we mentioned, it will be and has been a factor in the early going, and it's a factor right now as they try to set up the goal kick. We've played make that 4.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes of the first half. We are still scoreless in this Division III state championship game. Bromfield on the attack. Caprio. Nice ball through to John Seipel, but Reddy just lets it go.
On a grass field, that would have been a brilliant through ball, but on this turf and the wind blowing in that direction just went right out of bounds, bounced and blew out of bounds.
That's exactly right. The pitch itself is so quick. It gives them a lot of space because the width and the length is excellent, but it is so much quicker.
And as we mentioned earlier, three-time defending Division III champs from Bromfield, the Dual Valley Conference champions. Caprio with the shot, the save by Reddy. Seipel looking in front for Marsack, cleared away. This will be kept in, and back in front for Marsack again. Coley with the clear. Yeah. Throw in Cohasset. And this will be a throw in down deep for Bromfield. Jason Brader on the throw. Caprio into the corner. Caprio trying to get it in front, but he loses it over the end line. And this will be a corner kick.
That's the third great attacking run there by Caprio.
This will be a corner kick for Bromfield. It'll be Cliff Kalin in the corner to handle it. Looking for a header by Seipel, and the ball kicked over everything. This will be a goal kick now. Goal kick for Cohasset. It was Melis who put it over.
And here's the goal kick by Cohasset. You see they're having trouble with the wind here. Not a good clear at all. Caprio's going to come in, dispossess the player, come in with a good run here to the outside, and get the driven shot right on net. Reddy's up to the task there, holds it. That's the best kind of shot. As TJ was saying, those one bouncers right in front of the keeper.
As we return to live action, it was Seipel breaking in on keeper again. Reddy right there with a high bounce to take it down. Cohasset looking for a break. And this will be a throw-in for Cohasset.
And the player taking the throw in, Jason Cameron, another key player for Cohasset. Had 16 assists on the season, very accurate swerving crosses from the right side of the field. And Coach Magner said before the game, if they're not getting a lot of production up front, he's going to have to move him up to the forward line.
Caprio for Bromfield. Caprio just taking too much time to commit with the ball, and it's cleared away. He had Mark Dukovic on the outside that he could have played to.
That was another case there of the turf turning what might, on natural grass, being a great outlet pass into a 50-50 ball.
Caprio called for the foul. This will be a free kick for Cohasset. Travis Coley on the kick. Ryan Sabelli clears the ball back. And coming the other way is Mintonen. And the ball cleared back by Coley to Reddy. We have played 10 minutes of half number 1 of the Division III championship game. You look at the Cohasset Skippers. We are still scoreless. South Shore Small League champs. Cameron on the far side. The ball will be a throw-in for Cameron. Caprio clears it downfield for Bromfield. So Bill Baird clearing back to Reddy.
You can see Baird slightly laboring there, Scott. He has a right ankle injury as well.
Wiesenflue tried to clear it down. Now Coley will do the same. For Josh Stevenson, taken away from him. Caprio now trying to send the attack the other way. Mark Dukovic. And throw in for Bromfield. Another throw in for Bromfield. Dukovic, and it's in. Score 1-0 Bromfield. The score coming 11 minutes 29 seconds into the first half.
Brilliant individual effort here by Mark Dukovic. Comes in and gets around 1 or 2 defenders. Going to notice Reddy at the near post, swerves it with the outside of his foot to the far post and just kisses off the far post right into the net. Beautiful shot. You can't ask for a better shot than that. It's the second I'm going to see a great little turn there. Nice tight. Keeps the ball close to his feet. Good possession of the ball and just swerves it. You can see the outside of the foot, the banana effect, right into the far post. Nothing at all Reddy could do about that. Beautiful goal.
Mark Dukovic with the goal, 11:29. And it's 1-0 Bromfield in this Division III championship game. Bromfield, the divisions are decided by the boy enrollment at the school. Is that correct, TJ?
Yeah, they take the enrollment in grades 10, 11, and 12. And with Bromfield, they've got 96 boys.
So they don't play any football.
No.
You don't play football and have room left over for soccer with only a 96 boy enrollment.
I guess they don't have much of a marching band either.
96 boys, grades 10, 11, and 12. So Bromfield, the Bromfield 96, taking a 1-0 lead.
What about Cohasset?
Cohasset has a 10, 11, 12 enrollment of 134 boys.
What is the what is the particular cutoff as far as the divisions are concerned? Oh, they take is that it? They just take the number of schools and divide it by 3 top the top third boy enrollment, middle third, and the lower third. So Bromfield off in defense of its state championship, looking now for its 4th straight with a 1-0 lead. Joel Reddy, the keeper for Cohasset, and again the ball he puts up, caught in the wind and couldn't make it to midfield. This will be a free kick for Cohasset. And again it will be Travis Coley handling the kick. Coley, a junior. Coley with 4 points on the season with 2 goals and 2 assists. And again, he puts the ball up high. Gary, you might think that Cohasset in this half might want to play the ball on the ground a little bit more, because every time they put it up, they have trouble finding their target.
You are exactly right, Scott. In the second half, that will be a good tactic. We're going to see some very long goalie punts by Reddy in the second half, but right now they really got to get the ball on the ground and maintain possession.
And this will be a throw-in for Cohasset. And they look to go right back to keeper. And Reddy slipped as he tried to play the ball, and he had Cliff Kalin charging in on him. Coley with a long feed downfield. Clear by Adrian Dukovic. And this will be Baird clearing it back to keeper for Cohasset. So it appears right now anyway that Bromfield with the lead, staying right on the attack. No letdown after the goal. And this will be a throw-in for Bromfield just inside their attacking third of the field. Michael Smith handling the throw-in. Headed away by Coley. And cleared down by Weissenflue, but this will be a throw-in again for Bromfield. And again it'll be Smith. Looking for Kalin. And trouble in front as Caprio almost got to the ball. We have a push called, and this will be a free kick for Cohasset.
And here's the long throw, and it's going to be a weapon, especially attacking this end of the goal. You can see the ball carrying in. Very high bounces. You can see the Cohasset players, Bill Baird, the sweeper, not familiar with that. I'm going to see a charge right here by Caprio.
But again, Bromfield really setting up an attack in the area, Gary, as they had 2 or 3 players available to take that ball off the bounce, off the throw-in. And really not much marking on the back line that time by Cohasset. And another throw in for Bromfield, and again just inside their attacking third. They go to Michael Smith for it. Disciple, return to Smith. Smith changes field. Kalin is in front, can't get to the ball, and this will be a goal kick for Cohasset.
It's a perfect header across the box there by Dukovic. Couldn't really gotten that one on net, just headed it back across goal.
You look at Jim Reddy, and look at that total on the season. Cohasset could certainly use the firepower, trailing 1-0. Broken metatarpal is what has Jim Reddy on the sideline. Dukovic loses the ball, but Kalin picks it up into the area, being marked by Cooley. That one goes off of Coley. A push called and a free kick for Cohasset. Well, we were talking about Jim Reddy, Gary. He did try to play in the semifinal, and I guess it was a pretty painful experience, not only for him to feel, but for people to watch.
Could barely run downfield. Got laboring on the right foot in the second half, especially. Tried to play in the second half, only played about a minute or two, and that was the end of his season. There is some speculation that he may have re-injured the foot in that match against Marblehead.
And this is his brother Joel in goal. twin brother, Joel. And again, looking for the attack. Bromfield just goes long on this artificial surface. This game coming to you from Alumni Field at Worcester Polytech in Worcester, Massachusetts. All three divisions of the Massachusetts high school championships will be played here. And you'll be able to catch all three divisions right here on NESN. Free kick for Bromfield. Foul on the play called on Link Marsack of Cohasset. You look at the referees today, Ron Cacuzzo and Bob Catalini, as TJ explained to us in the pre-game show. Unlike college, where you'll see a referee on the field and the linesman on the sidelines, they play the two-referee system. Both officials playing inside the sideline.
TJ, what do you think about the two-man system?
It does create some problems with a lead and a trail official, because you're always looking for a consistency, which one official on the field controls, and it's a relatively consistent game. It's very difficult for two officials to be as consistent.
Two men with two whistles with different ideas.
Exactly, different interpretations.
And the second corner kick of the game for Bromfield. This will be Cliff Kalin, who handled the first one, handling it. Kalin puts it up in front. Smith missed on the header, or had his header rejected. And this shot goes high by Mintonen.
And Smith went up there on that header uncontested. Cohasset not marking well on their corner kicks. Requires a lot of concentration.
We have 21 minutes left in the first half of play in this Division III championship game. Bromfield has jumped to a 1-0 lead. Took that lead 11.5 minutes into the game. And a kick right off the upright that rebounded into the goal by Mark Dukovic off of a throw-in. Cohasset on the attack. Travis Coley popping it up in front, but that time the wind did him no good. As the ball carried over the end line, this will be a goal kick for Bromfield. And you look at the Cohasset Skippers bench. They've outscored opponents this season 57-13. Seipel has the ball in front for Kalin. Across the area, score, give the goal to Caprio. Nice feed in front. Caprio wide open with the whole right side of the net, and he used it. 2-0 Bromfield. 20 minutes and 1 second into the first half.
Beautiful setup here by Bromfield. This is exactly what you want to do. Get the ball wide, get it behind the defense. Here's Kalin with the ball, takes it out wide, leaves it outside. The ball is driven back into the middle. Wide open in the middle is number 3, Caprio. Inside of the foot, beautifully taken goal. No chances at all. No chance at all for the keeper ready on that one.
James Caprio, Glenn Mealis with an assist, and I think you can also give an assist on that to Clifford Kalin. 20 minutes and 1 second the time. It is 2-0 Bromfield.
And here's the end zone angle. It's going to be a good view here. You're going to see Caprio wide open in the middle, and the beautiful cross by Mealis. No one near him. He almost missed it. He used the inside of the foot, which was correct. Using the inside of the foot, just had to place the ball, but he almost missed it that, but went to the side netting. Beautiful goal there by Caprio.
And again, just like after scoring the last goal, Bromfield coming right back quickly, staying right on the attack. We'll get a throw in now for Cohasset. Caprio putting the ball in front for Kalin. Cliff Kalin, and a nice clear by Joel Reddy. About all he could do. He had to take the chance and cleared it. Seipel for Bromfield. In front, looking for Kalen. And Cohasset again unable to set up an attack. The wind has really not helped them here in the first half as they have been playing into the teeth of it. And we'll get a free kick now down deep for Bromfield, just outside the area.
I think I had that one going the other way. I don't know. Dangerous area for a set piece, so let's see how Bromfield's going to take it.
Okay, they've got Seipel over the ball. John Seipel, who has 21 goals on the campaign. And Seipel goes right for goal, parried away by Reddy. This will be a corner kick for Bromfield.
And when you are around this area, you want to try a direct shot on net. You can see the outside of the foot, the banana effect, and Reddy cannot hold on to that one. Great driven shot, has to punch the ball wide.
And this time the kick will be handled by Glenn Malis.
I can see why Seipel had 21 goals in the season with a shot like that.
Malis goes out high for Kalen. This is Seipel by him. Up back in front. Dukovic unable to get a shot on goal. He put it out for Seipel, whose shot was rejected. This is Dukovic, Mark Dukovic. He had the first goal in the game. Caprio loses it over the end line, and it will be, well, we have a timeout called with an injury on the field. 17:08. We should be returning with a goal kick for Cohasset. 17:08 left in the first half with time called. A well-rounded education is one that is not only academically oriented, but one that also includes physical, social, and emotional development. Interscholastic athletics provide for the other half of education. The MIAA encourages you to support your local high school athletic teams throughout the school year.
This may just be the break that Cohasset needed. They really weren't playing well. They were just getting beaten to all the 50-50 balls.
Okay, the ruling is that it will be a corner kick for Bromfield. Kalen will take it. Kalen popping it up, looking for Smith. He overshoots him. And we get a foul called on Bromfield. We'll get a free kick for Cohasset as the play started to come the other way. You look at the injured player on the Cohasset sideline, and we will have to wait until we can pick up his number 11 for Cohasset. That's Ryan Sabelli, just a sophomore. He had 5 points for Cohasset this season. Cohasset looking for an attack. Feed in front for Marsack, and it's cleared away. Cohasset really has not had an attack this season. They have not challenged Gregory Kimball in the Bromfield goal at all, and there you see one of the reasons why. The wind that they are playing into, again, as Reddy tried to set them downfield into the wind, the ball was held up.
I think another key factor is that Bromfield is just out hustling Cohasset right now. They're winning all the balls in the air. They're winning all the 50-50 balls. And here we're going to see a clear out of the Cohasset back. We're going to see Reddy come off his line here very quick, very cat-like, and slaps it away. Really couldn't hold on to it, just got out of danger.
Dukovic for Bromfield. Around Stevenson, but he's unable to catch up with it. This is Michael Smith feeding it ahead for Malis. James Caprio looked like he was looking for a way to get the ball through to Kalen, but they had it pretty well covered. Cohasset did. And you look at the shots, Bromfield certainly with the territorial advantage we've been talking about, 5-1, and on the scoreboard a 2-0 advantage. Throw in just inside the attacking third for Bromfield. Again, it will be Michael Smith looking for the long throw. And again, he's looking for Kalen, cleared away from him, and a shot goes high by Mintonen. And we have substitutions now for Bromfield. Coming into the lineup, number 12, Lee Marlowe, and number 24, Kevin Bunch. Coming out, number 21, Michael Smith, and number 11, Cliff Kalen. Smith and Kalen have been a couple of point men on the attack. Smith has set up a lot off of the throw-in down deep. And Kalen has been right there pointing just about every attack. Dukovic tried to get the ball through. This is one of the newcomers into the lineup, Bunch.
You see, he was a newcomer, not used to the turf at all. Gave a nice little through pass, just went too fast on this artificial surface.
Melis loses it out, and this will be a throw-in or free kick for Cohasset. And again, handling the kick is Travis Coley. And again, he puts the ball up into the wind, and again, it's held up. Push, and the call goes against Bromfield. Glenn Melis called for the call. This will be a free kick for Cohasset. Cohasset with its work cut out for it, trailing 2-0 with 13 minutes left in the first half. Melis fed it through to Caprio, but he couldn't move it any further. Seipel, Caprio with a shot, a weak shot, cleared easily by Reddy. And again, Reddy looking for the punt into the wind. This one he gets better distance on. Mintonen in front for Caprio. Caprio with a shot, Reddy with a deflection, and this will be a corner kick for Bromfield.
Yeah, Caprio has really been the trigger man this afternoon for Bromfield. Great effort.
The defenders are having an awful lot of trouble staying with him. He's got great movement up front.
Great movement with the ball and without the ball. You see a
ball.
great run off the ball here. The first time shot deflected wide. Good save there by Reddy. That's exactly what you do. You get inside the area. You just want to try a first time shot just to redeflect it on net.
And the man who usually handles the corner kicks, Kalen, Cliff Kalen, is on the sideline, the last substitution. As you look at the 5-0 stat on corner kicks, so this will be Lee Marlowe doing the kicking. Punched away by Reddy, settled in the area. Melis tried to get it back in front. Weak feet in front to Seipel, and his shot deflected by Coley. And here's Caprio, and Reddy clears it out on a punt.
Tremendous pressure by Bromfield.
And we'll get a free kick for Cohasset. And again, it was Seipel and Caprio setting
here's
things
Seipel
up.
right here. Normally, he's going to bury the shot. Tries the instep drive. Just too many players in front of the net to the shot. Never gets through. The ball's played back out, back into the middle. Then Seipel has a lovely little flick on header back into the middle, but Reddy's very quick off his line, very sure-handed, makes the save.
Another free kick as we return to live action. You see number 15, Jason Cameron, limping for Cohasset.
Cohasset cannot afford to lose him. He's the big assist man, 16 assists, 4 goals in the season, the third leading scorer on the team. Already missing the leading scorer.
Coley with the free kick for Cohasset. He put it in front, and he, on a play like that, Cameron would have wanted to have been in the area, but he is in obvious pain and trying to stay in the game. There's Travis Coley, 1989 South Shore League All-Star. Handling the setups for Cohasset here today. And as Greg Kimball kicked downfield, you could see the difference in those punts from goal. How that one went with the wind. This is Kimball now. And that is about as severely as he has been challenged all afternoon. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half when Bromfield is playing against the wind, if it has the same effect on their attack that it's had on Cohasset here. Dukovic goes down, no call. Cohasset coming away with it. Coley. Marsack trying to work his way around the defense, and he does momentarily with a scissors step. Looking for Stevenson in front. Kimball with the save. And all of a sudden it looks like just a little bit the Cohasset attack is picking up a little bit in intensity. Stevenson clears it back toward goal. And it's cleared back the other way by Kuehl. Adrian Dutkovic. Marlowe's pass for Caprio intercepted in front, and this will be a throw-in for Cohasset. It goes right to Caprio. James Caprio, not the man I'm sure that Cohasset wants to see with the ball. This is Bunch. Disciple looking for Caprio in front. His feed rejected.
And I don't know, he's supposed to be marking Caprio, but he's always wide open. He gives the ball, then he runs down the middle, and he's wide open.
I know, I'm getting excited watching him. I find myself watching him a lot. He's making great runs.
It doesn't really look, Gary, like there's a man assignment on him.
It looks as though he's playing center midfield, and there's a big open area there for Cohasset.
Yeah, he's coming out of the back, and they're not tracking him, and he's dangerous.
Well, you just saw the clock running down to the 7.5-minute mark as Travis Coley sets up another free kick for Cohasset. 2-0. Bromfield with the lead in the Division III championship game. Norrie's feed intercepted on the far side by Marlowe. And he was looking for Melis, but it went out. This will be a throw-in for Cohasset.
It could be that Cohasset is watching John Seipel so closely. Seipel with 21 goals in the season, and they're leaving a lot of space open for Caprio.
This is Caprio with the ball now, and he's called for a handball, so we'll get a free kick for Cohasset. Norrie for Josh Stevenson, just got a weak foot on the ball, mishit it, and it's cleared away. Dutkovic for Caprio, who's again wide open, but Coley's back there and he lets it go to Reddy. Norrie for Cohasset, trying to set up an attack. To Stevenson. An attack is something that Cohasset really has not had here in the first half. A feed back to Norrie, just pops it into the area, and Kimball is right there to take it.
And that time Cohasset did have a numerical advantage up front there. Norrie should have had a little bit more composure, knocked the ball outside, had a few open players.
Greg Norrie, a senior for Cohasset.
And here you're going to see Norrie with the ball. You can see a lot of Cohasset players up. He's 35, 40 yards away. Tries a shot there. Not a bad effort. No chance there for the goalkeeper at all. But you can see a few players on Cohasset open on the outside of the field.
Here's Travis Coley setting up the attack. Now comes the other way. Back to Coley. This is Cameron for Cohasset, and it will be a Cohasset throw-in, or they're going to send it the other way, call a deflection. Stevenson is fouled on the play by Dutkovic. This will be a free kick for Cohasset. And again, Travis Coley will come over to handle it. We have less than 5 minutes left in the first half now. And you look at the colors, Cohasset in the blue, Bromfield in the white. Our score, Bromfield 2, Cohasset nothing. Cohasset has been playing the first half into the wind. It has had a devastating effect so far on their attack. There really has been none.
The Bromfield backs are doing a good job of limiting the space of the Cohasset attackers. They're pushing up, playing sort of flat in the back. What Cohasset has to do is either have a player dribble through that offensive offsides trap or play the ball through into space and run onto the ball.
Yeah, their attack to this point has been optimistic, but not real deliberate on the floor.
Joel Riddy. Well, there's the player that left the game earlier, Sabelli, Ryan Sabelli, a sprained ankle.
And that's a common injury on our
Cohasset with their first real opportunity, looking to get something going in front. Marsack was there, but you saw Kimball fall on the ball. And it looks like we have an injured player for Bromfield. Dutkovic, Adrian Dutkovic. And they're going to continue play. The clock continues to roll. And a charge called against Cohasset. This will be a free kick for Bromfield. Now getting a change in the call.
And here's the best opportunity so far for Cohasset. You're going to see Marsack just come and barrel his way through 2 or 3 defenders. No foul call there. He clearly was pushing, but then Kimball came off his line with a good save.
And as we return to live action, the ball was a long feed ahead for Dutkovic, went over the end line, and we come back with a goal kick for Cohasset.
Now that last play, TJ, looked as though the referees had conflicting opinions.
And that's one of the problems of the dual officiating system. With a single official, of course, the call is made, and that's the way it is, whether everybody agrees or not. And here, sometimes they look a little...
We saw something that we haven't seen yet this season, or hadn't seen, the equivalent of the jump ball.
The drop ball.
The drop ball.
The bounce up, as it's referred to.
Cohasset looking for something. This is Marsack. Stevenson tried to feed it in front in the area, but all he could do was get the angle over the end line, and we will get a goal kick for Bromfield. Josh Stevenson, number 18. He's a junior, had 3 points on the season with a goal and an assist.
Go, Link. You're doing good.
And number 14 for Bromfield, Matthew Mintonen. Keeper is Gregory Kimball. And you can see because of the wind, they're playing this like a tee-up in football. We have less than 2 minutes to play in the first half. The field clock is off. The official time now being kept on the field by the referees.
Now the official timekeeper is separate from the referees. Is that correct, DJ?
Yeah, it's an interesting situation as well. He's on the sideline, so the clock is not technically on the field. It's on the side of the field.
And in some of the matches I've seen, he sort of follows the near side referee as the clock winds down.
Right, and there's been some controversy this year resulting from that.
Free kick for Cohasset. Travis Coley, he has handled all of the restarts for the Skippers. And again, he puts it up into the wind. This is Marsack. Coley tries to send it back the other way. Josh Stevenson, and this will be a throw-in for Cohasset. To Nuri. And cleared away by Seipel. Dutkovic. And that's the end of the first half. We have played one half in the Division III championship game. And at the half, as you look at the Bromfield bench, it is Bromfield 2, Cohasset nothing. And Gary, the two things that we mentioned at the beginning of the game certainly did come into play in the first half. the field itself, and the wind.
And Bromfield adapted better to the conditions, and they just totally dominated Cohasset in the first half.
Okay, so at halftime, our score, the Bromfield Trojans 2, the Cohasset Skippers nothing. We'll be back with some of the halftime highlights and statistics right after this timeout.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I enjoy looking at ladies in bikinis just like the next guy. But when I buy a Sports Weekly, I buy it for one reason, to get the straight scoop on sports. That's why I read the Sporting News, America's sports authority.
It gives you terrific baseball coverage by 40 top writers on the scene where the action is, plus